So ARRO has been working very hard in the last few years, and so I'm going to give an update on all the different projects that we're involved in and some of the upcoming things that we've been doing. So as part of the ARRO Executive Committee, we have subcommittees in education, global health, and communications. Some of our existing projects include the ARROgram, which goes out monthly with the ARRO case, ARRO image challenge, in-service review, there's a job guide, we do journal webinars, radiobiology lectures, the Global Health Scholars Program. There's a rotation initiative and a mutual mentorship global health program, as well as we have the resident directory and the ARRO seminar that goes on at ASTRA every year. Some of the highlights of the initiatives that we've been working on this year include the Meet Me in Treatment Planning webinars and landmark trials. We've also been working on various surveys, which include global health, brachytherapy, and women in radiation oncology, as well as we do a yearly practice entry survey. And we've been doing weekly weigh-in questions. So the Meet Me in Treatment Planning webinars came out of residents feeling that treatment plan review is lacking in their formal education. There are some resources on contouring, but deficiencies in actual plan review. So we've had a series of webinars given throughout the year. The first one was in February, and they're taught by a faculty specializing in that topic. They review how to evaluate a plan, and they're recorded for future viewing. These are some of the statistics, and the registration's pretty high, but the live views are not as high, but then on demand, much higher. And these were as of a couple weeks ago. Another project that we've been trying to do is landmark trials. It's a pilot program from the education subcommittee, creating trial summaries of the landmark studies by disease site with commentary. The summaries are to be created by the education subcommittee members, and we've had many setbacks. We've tried to incorporate this with ROI and put it on an app, but copyright laws and publishing is very difficult. We'd have to ask each journal for their permission. So if anyone has any ideas how we can push that forward. Some of our survey initiatives, the Global Health Survey assesses how many programs offer global health education activities, as well as resident interest during their residency. And I have some of the preliminary results. 141 people responded. Majority of respondents were interested in participating in global health on some level during residency or after residency. Most residents did not have any global health education in their program and didn't perceive that their faculty mentor, there was much help with their efforts. The biggest perceived barrier to global health rotations during residency are funding, time, and lack of precedent. The Brachytherapy Survey was to assess brachytherapy education, disease-specific training, total volume experience, barriers to adequate training, and anticipated incorporation of brachytherapy into future clinical practice. 145 residents responded, most were PGY4s and 5s. Majority believe that brachytherapy will stay the same or increase in the next 10 years. 95% of residents state that being able to independently perform brachytherapy by the end of the residency was very important. And residents felt that they were comfortable with GYN brachytherapy cylinders. They felt 97% felt comfortable with that. TNOs, 83% felt comfortable with that. But skin and breast brachytherapy, they felt less comfortable. Skin 17% and 10% for breast brachytherapy. Interstitial brachytherapy has 5 ACG-ME case minimum, but only 23% of residents felt that that was adequate. And although residents did not feel some received sufficient training in some aspects of brachytherapy, almost 80% of residents were unlikely or highly unlikely to pursue fellowships for this aspect of their training. And this will be presented at ABS. The Women in Radiation Oncology Survey is ongoing. It's to assess female residents' mentorship, percent of females in their departments, research opportunities, obstacles including parenthood and family as well as maternity leave during residency. And then we do, as part of our Facebook group, which we have almost 700 members on, we do a weekly weigh-in asking residents what they do in their programs or what they're involved in, and it's a good way for various residents to see what other places do. This is a plug for our ARRO seminar, which is in October. We'll have global health scholars presentations. We'll have a co-founder of Radiating Hope. We'll have an hour session on negotiating contracts and business aspects of radiation oncology with breakout sessions. A keynote speaker, we'll have Tracy Balboni. We'll have the job panel as always. We'll have Aaron Gillespie and Nadine History, and the practice entry survey by Dr. Wall. So he'll present the results of that. And those results are actually being written up as well. So that will be a publication, so we'll find the last 10 years of that. These are the executive numbers.